Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, or for those of you that are new, welcome to my channel. Today I wanted to talk to you guys about my weight loss journey. So let's go back further than that. Okay, you know what, actually I've kind of always been like a bit of a skinny kind of girl. Like I've not been very petite, I've never had a thigh gap or anything like that, but for as long as I can remember I've always sort of been reasonably skinny. Like, you know, just I had hips, but like I was just a normal girl, I guess. And then I got to, when I turned like 15, I started to party and I just really enjoyed life. But in the not so best way. I started drinking and I was doing other things that a 15-year-old shouldn't be doing, but she was doing it. I was doing it, that's for sure. And yeah, I was just, I don't know, experimenting and just not leading a healthy lifestyle, and I wasn't really eating anything, and I was quite skinny because I wasn't eating anything, and my relationship with food was just really bad, and anything that I was eating wasn't nutritious. I didn't really eat fruit and vegetables very often. Like I wouldn't not eat them, but it wasn't like the first thing that would be in my diet. It consisted of like McDonald's, and it consisted of like burgers and pizza and like chili con carne and like all things that are just not like the best for you. And then sometimes I would go without eating for like a week, and then I'd have like an apple. So my diet was like really up and down from like 15 to 19. But I was quite skinny, and then I lost like a lot of weight, and I got really tiny when I was 16. And my relationship with food got like really bad. I stopped eating a lot, and I would eat like an apple. So it kind of went from like I was partying and like eating really bad foods to like I sort of hit 16 and then I just stopped eating. And I wasn't really like starving myself or anything. I just didn't eat. I didn't really have an appetite. I guess I sort of had like a lot of things going on in my personal life, so I thought maybe I like wasn't, a lot of people, there's either like you stress eat or you don't eat, and I am like the sort of person that doesn't eat, not on purpose. It just didn't really occur to me. I'd never really get hungry. And then so I got really skinny, and then when I turned 17, same thing sort of thing, like didn't really eat just because I wasn't really hungry ever. And then when I turned 18 was when I guess my metabolism sort of slowed down and I got into a relationship. So a lot of people would know when you get into a relationship, sometimes if you aren't really active beforehand, that relationship bod can hit you. So I went from having a really fast metabolism, never eating and partying all the time, to jumping into this relationship and then suddenly discovering that I am obsessed with food and started to cook all the time and just spend a lot more time at home and in bed and just like sort of more of like a stationary lifestyle. So after that happened, a couple of months in, I started to gain a lot of weight. So what would happen is like I would start to cook, and like I'd like, because I didn't really have a lot of food at home when I'd hang around Dylan, we would like cook really cool foods and like go out for dinner all the time, and I just discovered this whole new world of just like, oh my god, I am just obsessed with everything and anything. And by this point I'm still eating meat and cheese and things like that, so I just had like a normal kind of diet. And then yeah, I just noticed like my weight started to hammer on because I just wasn't eating the best foods. I was just eating a lot of food and I wasn't exercising, and I was smoking too. Actually, I will note that I was a pretty heavy smoker. And yeah, my lifestyle just wasn't really that good, and like I'd still drink a lot, and things like that. And then I would also like make Dylan and I these massive portions of dinner, and then he would eat his and then be full, and then I would finish his dinner on top of mine, and my portion size as well would be his size. So like I'm already eating like the same amount of food as like this big guy, and then I'm finishing his dinner because he's full. So food got pretty, like my relationship with food got pretty like extreme from like not eating then. So like I was eating unhealthy, and then not eating, and then suddenly like eating again, but just like a lot more. And then yeah, I sort of, Dylan was already into his fitness when he met me, but he broke his wrist, so he stopped training for a while, and then obviously we kind of just like put on weight together, just from like enjoying life really. And then it got to, he got his car stuff, and then he decided like, look, I want to keep training, I'd love for you to keep like come train with me. And I'm like, oh okay. I was a little hesitant because when you're overweight, it's not like, it's hard, you know, like it's really hard to get into the gym when you're overweight, let's just say that. And you guys, people out there would feel me. So I did it. I went to the gym with him one day, I remember, and it was a Good Life Ribena. And I remember we had this workout, and I was struggling. I was out of shape, I was overweight, I was just not feeling good. I didn't even have like active wear. I was wearing like a pair of black tights that I had bought from Kmart, and I'd actually cut them like this, but I'd cut them this length so that I could have some like workout shorts, because I just didn't have any. So I was wearing these black shorts that I'd cut from Kmart. They were really see-through too, and just like a Adidas t-shirt that I had. Not that it matters what you wear to the gym, but this is just like setting context for like how inexperienced I was. And then I remember at the end he weighed himself, because as a guy, a lot of guys I know, you like to bulk up and like to weigh yourself, and you guys like to have a lot of muscle and be really full. Whereas from like my perspective, I'm not going to speak for every woman, but a lot of women, I know that like you don't want to weigh a lot, you don't want to be heavy as such. So I made the decision to weigh myself, because growing up my weight on a scale meant a lot, and I'll touch on that soon. But I weighed myself, and I was mortified, because I remember I weighed myself and I didn't really, up until then, I hadn't really, I noticed that a lot of my clothes started to not fit me, and I didn't really feel as confident in things as much, but I didn't really realize like how much weight I had actually put on until I stepped on those scales, and I was weighing, I think it was like 79.7 kilos, something around that, like pretty close to 80 kilos. So I'm 5'2" or 5'4". I'm not very tall. I think I'm, no, not 5'2". I'm 5'4" or 5'6". So I'm not very tall. So to weigh 79 kilos at that height isn't very good. Like, it's not healthy. It's not. But yeah, I ended up leaving the gym crying. I was so upset, because numbers back then meant so much to me as well. And then I realized like, oh my god, all my clothes don't fit. I felt really out of shape. I was smoking. I was pretty depressed as well. Like, I just was not in a great state. And it was kind of at that moment where I didn't switch straight away, but I just thought like this, it kind of clicked that what was going on just wasn't healthy and wasn't good and wasn't right for my body, and I wasn't feeling good. And so after that happened, Dylan dragged my ass to the gym a few times, and I was very hesitant for so long. I'd always like be like, oh, I'm tired, or oh, I can't be bothered, or like, oh, I'll go later, and then he would go and then I just wouldn't go later. So I made a lot of excuses for a long time, probably about like a year. From like 2018 to 2019, I was like just so hesitant to go to the gym, because it's so daunting when you're new and you're not feeling good and you see all these people in the gym and you're like, oh my god, I don't know what I'm doing, and I did not know what I was doing at all. But you don't realize everyone starts somewhere. You just see people that are smashing it and you're like, I want to smash it, but I'm not smashing it. But yeah, so it took me like about a year, and at this point I'm still drinking, I'm still smoking. Dylan's starting to drink with me, and we're sort of just like going into like a bit of a pattern of just like not leading the best lifestyle. And then I'm so grateful for him. Like I mean, I don't really know where I would be without him, but he decided just, I think it was like September or October 2019, no, August 2019, just before we went to Bali. He was like, we need to go to the gym, we need to sign up, we need to make this work, like we gotta change things. So I hesitantly went to the gym with him, we signed up, and that's where it all started. So we signed up to our local gym, and at first, so that was end of 2019, and then I started to get into gym, and how I started was I just found like people on Instagram, like influencers and things like that, and I would like see their workouts, and I would literally screen record them on my phone and then just have like an album on my phone of like workouts, and I would just wing it. If I'm like, oh, I want to train like legs or lower body, I'd just be like, oh yep, they're doing legs, let's just copy them. And that's kind of like how I started to work out, because I didn't really know what I was doing. And the first like few times Dylan and I went to the gym, we worked out together, but after a couple of weeks I realized it sort of just didn't really work, because he liked to train upper body a lot of the time, and I wasn't really, like, I wanted to train more lower body, but he wasn't really like knowledgeable about what to do for women's bodies. So I went from that, and then we sort of just like steered away and did our own thing. We still go together and still went together, but we started just training separately. And then yeah, so I found people on Instagram and I copied them and I sort of just winged it. And then in terms of food, it was hard, and it has been hard, and it's only just started to get easier. But for a very long time my relationship with food was very up and down, and I'm not gonna sit here and say it was easy, because it was not easy, and it's not been easy. But they do say nothing good comes easy. So yeah, but no, it's not been easy. So at first the biggest thing was I stopped smoking, and then I think like psychologically, because I stopped smoking, my like brain was like, oh, I need something, because I would eat and then smoke, and so my brain was like, oh, I like had the habit of like needing something. So going from smoking, I cut that and then switched to sweets. So then I ended up getting a really bad sweet tooth, which I'd never had before, but I ended up getting a really bad sweet tooth. So I had a really bad relationship with sweets. It's just been like a crazy like roller coaster, and I still to this day love sweets, but I'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, so food was kind of tricky, and then I ended up first thing that I worked on was just like cutting down my portion sizes to start with, because I was eating as much as him, and I sort of realized like I shouldn't be eating as much as my 90 kilo boyfriend. That's like nearly 6 foot tall. So that was one thing that I knew I had to cut down on, like at least my food intake. And then September 2019 I decided to stop eating meat and dairy, because one, I'm lactose intolerant, so dairy makes me feel sick anyway, and two, I just realized I think meat is disgusting. Okay, no judgment to anyone that eats meat, eats dairy. Look, I'm not gonna sit here and be like that vegan that preaches and puts things onto you guys. I have my own beliefs, and I know that everyone else has their own beliefs. I personally think meat is really gross, and like I couldn't eat it, but I'm not like, Dylan eats meat, and it's his choice and it's everyone's choice. I don't really care, to be honest. But yeah, so I stopped eating meat. Love that for me, my camera died. So I was talking about last September or November, I can't remember. November. But anyway, I know that I was smoking, drinking, really bad habits, and then I had my havening in September, and then that's when things started to change for me mentally, and I started to really grow and kind of evolve from the dark place that I was in, and I stopped smoking. I started to like wear off smoking like around from like mid last year. Oh no, from like around August, September was when I wanted to try and like stop smoking, because it was getting expensive and like I just didn't really want to do it anymore, and I could tell that it just wasn't really a good habit to have. And then so yeah, my like journey sort of started to progress, and November came, and I was still drinking a little bit, but I'll also note as well, so from New Year's Eve, like whatever December 31st is, I think that's New Year's Eve, I decided to stop doing recreational party drugs. I guess you would say. I'm just gonna put it like out there. So when I say partying, I'm referring to like, you know, I was a little bit of like I was a wild gal. But I remember, yeah, I just decided, like, I guess I sort of really like lived through my New Year's resolution. I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. So yeah, I stopped doing that in December 31st 2019. So for all of 2020 I hadn't done that, but I'd still drank and smoked. And then in November, that's my birthday, so November last year on my birthday, Dylan decided to get me the Bodies by Rachel app. So it's now called Move With Us, but at the time it was called Bodies by Rachel. So he got me that app and the subscription for 6 months for my birthday, and I'm so grateful for that, because then I could move on from like trying to find these like workouts and stuff online to following the app. And it also like sets up your meal plan, it breaks down your macros, and I was already sort of tracking my macros and like getting to know like educational stuff in terms of like health and nutrition, but then having that like set up for you was really helpful, especially like being a vegan. It's kind of like trickier because people, you know, you can't just eat chicken and broccoli, but you can't just fry a piece of tofu either, because tofu is not really that good if you just eat it by itself. So, and I'm a foodie, so I can't really just eat like bland food, so I needed something that was like a little more like healthy but still kind of tasty. So that app really helped me sort of open my avenues in terms of like I don't have to eat salad all day every day. Like I can eat good wholesome foods that taste good but they're still healthy and clean. So I learned a lot from that app, and it also taught me a lot about weights and like, yeah, just I guess like using weights. Like there's a stigma attached to, as a woman, like lifting weights will just be strong and bulky, and like I had that impression too. But after doing that, I realized like, no, that is not right at all. Like you're just feeling strong is so empowering, and you feel like you're just, anything is possible. When you see results from all the hard work that you put in, it's so rewarding, and then that's what pushes you for more and more, and you're like, oh, I'm like really addicted, I guess, to like this feeling. I want it to keep happening. So what I discovered is that I have a addictive personality, if you hadn't already picked. So that's why I smoked, that's why I drank, that's why I did recreational party stuff. So I needed to channel my addictive personality into something else. So now it's health and fitness as a lifestyle though. So yeah, so I did that for 6 months, from November till May this year, and then my trial ran out and I decided I wanted to try something new. But don't get me wrong, I'm not going to say that the 6 months that I did that was immaculate and I totally like just was like so perfect with health and fitness, because there was many days that I didn't go to the gym. There was many days that I didn't follow my diet. I went and got something unhealthy instead, like pizza or pasta or whatever it was, and lots of times where I fell off the bandwagon and fell into old habits. This year has been a very big year for me in terms of not drinking. Like I, for one, don't smoke at all. Completely quit smoking, so very proud of myself for that. But yeah, so completely quit smoking, haven't looked back. I smell it now and I'm like, ugh, yucky, like not my thing. And drinking, I very rarely drink. I have like a little bit of alcohol when I hang out with my friends, like if we go out to dinner or whatever, but it's a very healthy like lifestyle now in terms of like the relationship I have with those things. But yeah, so for the 6 months it was still hard, but a lot better. And then I think the biggest like change after that, so I wanted to try something different after that app, and then I decided to download the Tammy Hembrow Fitness app, and it's been great so far. So I downloaded that in May, started using her workouts, started using her food. Personally, I prefer the workouts. There's nothing wrong with the Bodies by Rachel app. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and bash it. It was great, it was amazing, like I loved it, but I just wanted something different, and I prefer the other app. But like they're both really good apps. I just prefer it because it's more booty focused, and that's just what I enjoy. But yeah, so I switched over to her app, and I think I've been really good since May, in terms of like eating really well and training. The last like 3 weeks have actually been the best for me, like really good. But yeah, so now I'm kind of at a point where I don't care about the scales at all. I don't weigh myself. I don't think it matters. It doesn't matter because muscle weighs more than fat anyway. I go off how I look and feel in the mirror. My mental health is the best it's ever been. I'm so confident within myself. I'm so sure within myself. I'm in such a good spot mentally, physically, just my whole like surrounding of just like myself is just in such a good spot. Had such a big turnaround with my just everything, and health and fitness has definitely had a big impact on that. So yeah, like I still have a lot to learn, and I still have a long way to go. I don't have a six-pack yet but in terms of where I've come from, I'm very happy. And if there's anyone out there watching this and they're a little stuck and they're in bad habits or they're not feeling good about themselves, just know that it's going to be okay and everything will work out, and just push yourself and know that the results are worth it, and the good that can come from it overpowering that little bit of like doubt. Just know that the results that come from that, unbeatable, so unbeatable. And I literally have not looked back at all. Like I don't miss that lifestyle whatsoever, and it's such a good way to, when you like have, oh my god, I don't even know how to put it into words, but when you change your lifestyle around, and not even just health and fitness, but like mentality and everything, like I really focus on law of attraction and the universe, and I've been learning a lot about what you put out there comes back. And so certain words I avoid saying, like the word hate. It's thrown around so commonly, and it's actually really bad negative word. And what I've learned is when you put things out into the universe and put things out and say things out verbally that are negative, that programs your brain into thinking bad thoughts, and then that comes back to you. I'm probably explaining it really bad, but I've just learned so much about just really putting positive things out there and really putting your focus into positive things, and really loving yourself and accepting yourself for how you are, and don't be hard on yourself. Honestly, like if I could just give what I have, like what I'm feeling right now to you guys, I would just go boom, here, have it. But if you could take anything from watching this, it's just that everything is going to be okay and everything will work out, and it's so worth it, and you just need to take that first step. And it's going to be a hard, long road, but nothing good comes easy. That is a philosophy that I live by. Nothing good comes easy. Nothing. Nothing. In all aspects. Remember that. So just remember that and believe in yourself, and just know that you're worthy and you're more than capable and more than worthy, and you're more than capable of love, and you deserve all of the right things and positive things and good things to happen to you, and put yourself in those situations that make you feel good and happy and wholesome and content. I could go on for days, but the turnaround, bottom line, that I've had from coming from like just all of the bad negative things to where I am now is just insane. And I think I might, like, now that I'm like saying all this out loud, I think I might do another video on like my journey on growth and law of attraction and things like that, and like what I've been learning about reading this book. It's called You're Not Broken, and it's by Chris Duncan. Dylan actually got me onto it, funnily enough, but it's such a good book, and once I've finished it, I think I'll jump on another video and just talk to you guys about it, because oh my god, it's literally life-changing, so life-changing. But yeah, so now I'm definitely like not where I want to be, for sure. Like I mean, I think it's good to have like goals and keep pushing yourself, but I think it's good also to know that, like, be happy and content with where you are in the moment. So I'm definitely happy with where I am now, and I'm definitely happy with like the progress that I've had. Of course, I know that I want to push myself more, but that's how you keep growing. You keep yourself going, you keep yourself accountable, but in a positive way. I'll show you guys actually right now. I'll pop up what I looked like. This is 2019 in Bali, and this is like the infamous photo that I've used, and it was just not a good time. And now this was me like a month ago. Really good. And I still eat good things, I still have sweets, I still love my yummy food. I just make sure that it's in moderation. 80% whole foods, 20% soul foods. I'm really just like on a good path, and I hope that I can inspire some of you guys that are watching this that you can do it too. You can, because I know it can be really daunting when you see people and you think, I thought, oh my god, like wow, people just instantly get fit and healthy and like in a good mindset. But no, it takes a long time. But it's all about like willpower, and mindset is also another big thing as well, having a mindset. But yeah, I just hope I can inspire you guys that you can do it. You can, you literally can, anyone can, literally anyone can. You just have to believe in yourself. So believe in yourself. This is me sending my belief to you. I believe that you can do it. But yeah, thanks for joining me on this. If you guys have any like questions, if you want to like know anything or want any advice, definitely hit me up. Like hit me up on my Instagram or on YouTube. Like I'm so down to like answer any questions that you have, because it's been a hell of a journey, and it's going to be more of a journey too, but only upwards from here. Like when you start at the bottom, there's nowhere to go but up, that's for sure. But yeah, that's my little story about my weight loss. So if you guys are curious as to know like how much I weigh now, I have weighed myself like a couple of times just out of curiosity to see like how much fat I have lost, but I don't really care about how much I weigh or anything. But when I had seen like a big drop, obviously I was like, well, I do want to know. So now I think I weigh 66 kilos, and I haven't weighed myself in a couple of months. And I think that's how it is. Like I don't really care. It is good to know like I have dropped fat, but I could see that from looking in the mirror anyway, and that's what I go off now. But yeah, so I guess you could say I've lost 11 kilos, 11.5 kilos ish. So that's really good, and I feel really healthy, and I just, but yeah, weights don't matter, scales don't matter. If you want to weigh yourself, that's fine, but don't let it get to you. Like, it really doesn't matter. Everyone's got different body types, everyone's got different, they store fat in different ways. Some people lose fat easier than other people. Some people have fast metabolisms. Like, I've had skinny friends that are super thin, but they eat like junk. And then I have like really, I'm not chubby, but I've had friends that hold fat more than others and they eat really clean. And it's just, I mean, I'm one of those people. I fluctuate so much. Hello guys, I just wanted to let everyone know that I am doing a giveaway on my Instagram to celebrate the fact that I started my own YouTube channel. How exciting! There's lots of goodies available for grabs and anyone can enter. So click on my Instagram, scroll down, make sure you have a look for this exact picture, click on that picture. Once you've found the picture, scroll down and have a read of the description, have a look at what's available, follow the steps to enter. Once you've done that, one of the steps is you comment your besties, comment your mom, your dad, your grandma, anyone that's interested. Once you've done that, share the post to your Instagram story and tag my account, which is Natalie Sinead, and my digital marketing account, which is down in digital marketing. Make sure that you're subscribed to my YouTube account, and best of luck to you all. But for now, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.